before a packed room, the JCPS board did not vote on a new transportation plan.
Yeah, scathing audit released last night overshadowed the plan. The school board had to cut transportation for magnet and traditional schools. WHAS 11's Alex Dieterer has the details.
The vote by the JCPS Board of Education to decide how students will be transported to school next year was tabled until April 16th.
And until the board can adequately digest the findings and the recommendations of the audit report, and until we can process the survey that was sent to families on Thursday.
Board Chair Dr. Corrie Shull made the motion to hold off on the vote, citing the damning information that came out in the audit released Monday, which outlined what led to the first day of school transportation meltdown.
The decision before you tonight, which is what I think you're asking about, is short on details I would want to know the answer to.
Tasha Prieto was the project manager who led the audit, watching JCPS board meetings back to 2018 to see what went wrong.
What we saw in the board meetings were uses of phrases like most complex transportation system in the nation. And I'm like, I work in transportation consulting. Hang on a second. You know, maybe you are, right? Maybe you are. But we concluded that was. We've seen more complex. We've seen more difficult. We've seen larger school districts with transportation issues. We've seen school districts that transport magnet students without a perceived challenge.
She told the board the information in the recent audit shouldn't be a surprise and has been consistent with other audits done in the past.
I do not agree that they would be divergent. Your 2020 audit from the Kentucky Department of Education pointed out explicitly find ways to include transportation to a greater degree in your development of school choice opportunities.
Superintendent Dr. Marty Polio has recommended what the district is calling option 1. This recommendation would cut transportation for a majority of magnet and traditional school students, a recommendation that has gained vocal opposition since the options were first announced.
Implementing this option will take the district back to neighborhood schools and may perpetuate segregated schools along racial and economic lines, a place that we have been working to avoid for nearly 50 years.
The criticism also coming from Prieto.
What if the district votes to end transportation to 16,000 magnet students and then later finds out you didn't need to make that drastic of a cut?
In Louisville, Alex Dieterer, WHAS 11 on your side.
In a statement last night, Alpha Route pushed back against the audit, saying, quote, the majority of the issues identified in the audit related to Alpha Route were the result or direct guidance or approvals from JCPS staff or timelines imposed on the project by JCPS staff or procedures. Alpha Route also said it cooperated with the audit and is disappointed there wasn't context to what it calls, quote, inaccurate claims in the report.